Hey guys, I'm back with my September plan with me. I've been away on holidays and this video comes a bit later than usual. August is almost over and we have to start getting ready for September. I'm really excited about the theme this month and I can't wait for you to see the end result. The theme I've chosen for September is Message in a Bottle. I find the whole concept fascinating of putting a message in a bottle and letting the sea take it for someone else to find. What would your message be? Let me know in the comments. So we start with the cover page. I created lots of jars and bottles with different messages. Plus, I added some hanging details to add more dimension and interest to the page. For the colors of this theme, I chose different shades of blue, grey and beige colors with a pop of pink and some pastel yellow. I'll list all the supplies I've used in the description below. This is the last month I will be setting up in my Scribbles That Matter notebook. I can't believe that I'm finishing my 4th bullet journal already and I'm ready to move on to my 5th one. If you would like me to make a video of how I set up my 5th bullet journal, let me know in the comments below. For my monthly calendar, I decided to move it to a one-page layout. I created a small calendar at the bottom of the page and each of the boxes are 3 by 5. Changing the way you do a page can be tricky sometimes. As you'll see, I made quite a few mistakes while I was creating this page. And even though I always plan my pages in pencil, I still managed to mess up the boxes and the dates in the beginning. But with the use of some correction tape, it still looks good. At the top of the page, I wanted to create a bottle in the sea. So I drew half a bottle and used some curved lines to show the movement of the water without having to color the whole page blue. On the next page, I moved my monthly goals, which I separate into personal and business. I decided to make the list for the 2 different sections vertically this time, and so far I have to say that I prefer it this way. I also added 2 bottles at the bottom of the page to continue the theme. They're not too big, so I still have lots of space to add all the things I want to my lists. I didn't create my monthly focus page this time. Even though I still like the purpose of the page, I couldn't fit it into the layouts that I wanted to create for this month, so I decided not to include it in the September setup. On to the next spread, which is going to be my areas of focus and tasks to complete. This layout has been working perfectly for the past few months, and I haven't felt the need to change it or experiment with different layouts. I love planning each week separately. Allocating different tasks and projects per week is very helpful, especially when you're trying to focus and reorganize things. The next page after this is my finances page. I try to be responsible and keep track of my finances every month. Again, I use the same layout that I've used before because it's really simple and functional. I only add 2 sections for my income and my expenses. I also added the colored lines like I always do in the 2 sections. I decided to add some coins into the jars to combine the page with the theme, and I used my favorite grey Tombow marker again for the shading part. The next page after that is my notes page. It's good to know that I have a page to write everything I want to remember or to keep a note of without having to create a specific layout for it. I was thinking of turning it into a 2-page spread, but I think that the space is enough for now. Also, if I run out of space, I can easily create a second page like that at any point in the notebook. I finished the page with light blue lines all along. Finally, I'm going to be setting up for the last week of August. I'm cutting the middle page in half vertically because I'm using a Dutch door layout this week. I wanted to include a tracker in my weekly spread, but I still wanted to have enough space for my daily to-dos. So I thought that a Dutch door layout would be perfect for that. I used a weekly layout that I tend to use at least once in every month. It's simple and functional, and it works well with this Dutch door layout. I'm adding double lines to create the divisions, and I used a light beige color for all the banners. In the middle page, I added my tracker on one side. The tracker is separated into 3 different sections: personal, work, and home. And I'll add here all the things I want to track for each section. I don't usually add trackers to my layouts because I tend to forget to fill them in, and in the end they just use up space in my notebook. Plus, I feel bad for not filling them in. But I wanted to track some things this week, and I also thought that having the tracker right in the middle of my weekly will help with me remembering to fill in the boxes. I also added some jars and bottles to keep up with the theme. On the other side of the middle page, I added my planning sections for this week and next week. I kept everything simple, and again, I'm using the double lines to box everything. I also added a small note section because it's the week before school starts and I know I will need extra space for notes and reminders for sure. Lastly, I finished some of the sections with light blue lines again. Alright, with that we are finished with the setup and here's what everything looks like. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I'm really excited to see your recreations, so make sure to tag me on Instagram. I hope you have a lovely month ahead, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!